The team has several players. One that many will be familiar with is PCL Construction Management, and they're the construction and finance lead. Of course, many will recognize them as a national construction firm with roots in Saskatchewan. In addition, HKS Sports and Entertainment, which is the lead sports architect on the project, working also with B+H Architects, who are the architect of record, as well as TD Securities, which is working with the team in terms of the financing component of the project. So preferred proponent reflects the fact that it's the team that we've selected to move forward to execute a contract with. So we've had several steps along the way. We've had a request for qualification process that took all the teams that were interested and shortlisted to 3. Those 3 teams were then invited to participate in an RFP process where they've submitted a number of pieces of technical information and otherwise. And then this RFP process has resulted in selecting one, which is this team that we've noted here, led by PCL, to move forward. So we'll move into the next stages to finalize the contract, and then once that's done, they'll start the build of the project. Well, we're really happy to have the team. Many of their projects are recognized around the world as very significant projects. Some of the ones that come to mind are AT&T Stadium, which is home of the Dallas Cowboys, one of the more significant stadiums in the NFL, as well as Lucas Oil Stadium, which is home of the Indianapolis Colts. In addition, Miller Park, which is home of the Milwaukee Brewers. And they're also involved in the new stadium in Minnesota that will eventually be the new home of the Minnesota Vikings. So financial close is really finalizing the legal portions that are required to have a contract with this team moving forward. So obviously that's important to the city to have our contract completed and executed. Part of this project as well is on the basis that it's a design, build, and finance project, requires the team to finance their work during the course of the construction. So they'll need to go out to the market, finalize. They have a partner in TD Securities that will help them in terms of establishing the financing required over the next number of years during the construction. Yeah, so of course it's one of the things that people are very curious about, and that's understandable, but it's worth noting that we still are in an active procurement process until the contract is complete. We need to hold some of this information confidential. We do have requirements with the bidders that the city is required to keep certain elements confidential, as well as them. We've talked about and we will plan to do as we move forward is once the procurement process is complete, all the details will be available for people. Of course, the designs and those elements we'll be able to walk through and help them understand what the stadium will include, and then of course any of the details around the procurement process as well will be made publicly. So, of course, the project really reflects the fact that this is a community facility, and so we've had many stakeholders involved, and this process involved the city, of course, and various management folks that have participated in the work to date, in addition to Saskatchewan Rough Riders, who are the major tenant in the facility. As well as the Regina Exhibition Association Limited, which most people would know as Evraz Place, and some of their management folks who are going to be responsible for managing the stadium once it's been built, and of course that's supplemented by our various technical and financial advisors that help us out with some of the more technical details on the project. So the Fairness Advisor oversees the process right from the start to the end. It probably is not as familiar for Regina, but on large and significant projects like this, it's quite common. Our project to date, in terms of the procurement stage, has been going for a number of months, And there's a whole number of steps along the way that need to be followed. So the fairness advisor both oversees that to make sure things are done properly, as well as they can advise along the way to make sure that it's a very effective process for both the city as the owner and the one managing the process, as well as bidders. And it's also very important for all stakeholders in this to know that it was a fair, open process that followed all the rules and expectations that are required. Yeah. So the fairness advisor, one of the other elements that they provide as well is ensuring that confidentiality is maintained throughout the process, and that benefits both those bidding on the project as well as the city and the other stakeholders, and it's important to make sure everybody follows those requirements along the way.